Hello knockouts, TonyaTko here, and I'm getting ready to record a video about black women having bummed babies. This is going to be part 2 of that video. I went to YouTube really quickly just to check the comments because I wanted to make this video yesterday, and I actually got into a really interesting discussion. This is some pure coconut oil. I got into a really interesting discussion on Facebook after I started posting, because I started posting some tweets yesterday. If you're not on my Twitter, please come on over to my Twitter and get on that. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page. I realized from the, someone asked me to make more videos talking about black issues, and I was like, look, I have to listen to the numbers. So if you guys want me to make more videos like this, watch the video, share the video. Right now I'm at 98,000.3, almost 98.4 thousand subs, and once I get to 100,000 subscribers, I'll be able to use the sound stage at YouTube to be able to start shooting the talk show. So I want you all to please go on ahead and subscribe to my YouTube page, tell your loved ones to subscribe, etc., etc. Right? Okay. The video that I'm going to be recording, so take a look at that video and make sure you subscribe for more, because I realized that there's apparently a need. I thought that other people were talking about some of these issues and that you all would be able to, I don't want to say get that need met or get satiated someplace else, because as you know, I don't typically talk about black issues on my channel. There have been some things that have come into media recently which have just reached the boiling point, and it's like, it's impossible as a black person and as a black woman not to speak about some of the police brutality and a lot of the injustices that are happening right now in present day. I remember when I first got on YouTube, there were a lot of these discussions, black men against black women, and a lot of anger and vitriol, and I almost got in on some of those arguments, but the people who were making these videos were hiding their faces, and I'm like, what's the point in me getting into an argument with a person who's hiding their face? I'm like, there's no validity to what it is that they're saying, because they don't even believe in it enough to put their stamp on it enough to show their face with what it is that they're saying. So I decided not to get in on that, and I've pretty much, I don't want to say that I've been out of the loop, because as a black woman I'm in the loop, but I just, I got on YouTube 2007. By the time 2008 came, TKO Skin started taking off, and I was really delved fully and heavily into that, and I haven't had my finger to the pulse of all that has been going on. So yes, I am black, and so it's like, it's impossible to be black in this climate and not say anything about all that's going on. So I figure I'm going to, I've been talking about love and self-love, but there's been something missing. As your big sister, apparently there's been a need for us to talk about just the basics, getting down to self-love as a black person. So nonetheless, I was reading the comments, because I don't want this to be a long video. I just want to get ready for the video. I was looking at the comments, and there are a lot of different people who are commenting on the video. The video got more than 100 comments so far. All right. And one common theme that I'm seeing over and over is that black people are talking about how we need unity. We need unity. We need unity. And I don't think that that's the right thing, I don't think that that's the right direction to go in. And I think that this desire for unity is actually holding us back. And I also see another theme of people talking about how we need leaders. Oh God. And I think that this is another thing that is holding us back. And I'll tell you why. I'll elaborate. All right. So, while we're sitting here, first of all, unity. Let's tackle that one first. There's too many of us. There's too many of us with too many different. See, part of the problem is that part of the problem is that we see black skin and then we're like, oh, this person, how do I put it? I don't want this video to be long, so let me just put it however I can. There are too many black people with too many different cultures, subcultures underneath the realm of being black. I'm a college educated black woman who is bicultural. I'm Caribbean and I'm American. I'm in a certain socioeconomic bracket. I don't have the same culture as someone who is perhaps from a rural part of Georgia who is living their life under the reality of what it is that they see in their present day circumstances and in their present day situation. We all have so many different cultures and so many different customs underneath the one umbrella of being black. I mean, we have black Africans, black Caribbeans, we have black people in the ghetto, we have black people on Wall Street. We have some black people whose culture is more closely aligned with that of Caucasians in the same bracket or Asians in the same bracket. So the color of their skin it's just not enough for us to talk about we need unity. And so I think that that's part of what's holding us back, because it's not exactly unity that we need. What we need is to just start something. Just start something and start small circles and small clusters with like-minded people of doing something, because while we're sitting here waiting for unity, nothing's getting done. Nothing's happening. There's no moves being made. Everyone's like, oh, we can't unify, we can't unify. I may not be able to unify with a person whose ideas are so very starkly different than mine. And then let's talk about leaders. I was just listening to Malcolm X. And I was almost nauseated. The thing that made me nauseous is that I'm over there listening to him, and I'm like wanting to know where I can go see this man speak, because the stuff that he's saying is so eerily identical to what it is that we're dealing with now. And then I remember this man died 50 years ago. So it's like, here I am listening to a person who's dead for more than 50 years talking about issues that persisted in his time that are still present today. And it's like, okay, same song, different time. And the thing about it is, here we go. I don't remember, I was listening to, I think it was after Selma came out last year. I had heard there were some documentaries that had come out around the same time, and I was startled to hear the age of Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was like in his 30s, wasn't he? Somebody look up how old Martin Luther King was in his heyday. So Martin Luther King was in his 30s, and I don't think he set out to be a quote-unquote leader. I don't think if someone told him in the beginning, listen, you're going to be a leader and you're going to sacrifice yourself to the cause. I don't think he set out to be a quote-unquote leader. I think he was just someone who was speaking out. Someone who was speaking out. And the thing is that, what's the difference between Martin Luther King and anybody else? Like, we're so busy sitting around waiting for some leader to come lead us that we're I don't want to say that we're sitting around getting led astray. Where's the napkin I had? The napkin just lost. It's just lost. I don't want to say that we're being led astray. It's that we're sitting up here like we're lost sheep waiting for someone to come save us. That's part of the problem. We're always waiting for some savior to come and save us. Hold on, I have to get a tissue. Hold on 1 second. So we're sitting there waiting for a savior, someone to come and lead us, because it's like we're these lost sheep or something. And it's like each one of us can start something in our areas. Like we don't need some charismatic person. This is how we start getting led astray. We're up there just standing around waiting, not doing what it is that we need to do. Remember, there are a lot of us who are different. Each one of us has our own our own specialty and our own expertise. There was a young man on my Facebook page who was talking about how he wants to talk with the children about starting businesses and socioeconomic stuff, etc. And he's like, you know, he's waiting for the unity too. And I'm like, what's stopping you from starting right now, brother? Start something, do something. It's like my specialty is self-love. So I talk with people about how to love yourself, and my specialty is self-love and how that relates to relationships. So I'm talking with people with what loving yourself looks like in relationship. When you're dating, how does it look like when you are honoring yourself, and how does that translate in your partnership? So that's what my specialty is. But you know what? I'm also... You all know that I'm also a business owner. I'm an entrepreneur. I have an entrepreneurial spirit. I've never had a full-time job, and so it's like I also know how to make money. You know, so I don't know if I need to start making videos for my black people. It's like so many of us are waiting for somebody else to do something. It's like everybody's waiting for somebody else. And then meanwhile, nothing gets done, and we're sitting there talking about how we need unity, and we don't need unity. It's going to be impossible to try to expect everyone to come together. It's impossible. Impossible. Oh, goodness. I think that's pretty much the bulk of what it was that I wanted to say for the video. It's like, start something, do something. What is it that you can do? What is your specialty? What is your passion? What can you start with some like-minded people? It's like, you know, we talked about the black church yesterday, and what the black church was doing to really raise us out of the situations that we're in right now. And I'm sorry. Listen, I don't want to. I think it's hugely problematic if you're attending a church that's always that. I mean, it's when it's time to raise some money to get a new seating built, or new air conditioning, or new parking lot for the church. Oh, it's fine. We can all pull together and raise money for that. But when it's time to pull some money together to do some group financing or some group real estate, or start some sort of some scholarships or something for the youth in the church, where's the coming together for that? Listen, I'm not down with a lot of the stuff that I see going on in religion, but I know that some of you, you know, you really love and you need your religion. When I graduated from college, I read the Bible, and it was from reading the Bible that I realized I could not be a Christian any longer. And it's like, I think a lot of what's perpetuating the problems that we have nowadays is all, how do I put it? Trickling down from a lot of the ideals that we've been taught from a religion that doesn't have our best interest in mind for living the best life that we can here on earth. I hear so many people talking about waiting to get to the motherland, or not the motherland, the promised land, or so they're not living their life to the fullest. They're enduring all types of abuses here because they're waiting to get to some afterlife to really be able to live well. And I'm like, we have to take control, take power, take control over what it is that we have in front of us here today, right now. What do you have in front of you? What can you use to make yourself happy? I was just in, I don't want to say it was an argument, but I was just in a discussion on Facebook with someone who was talking about how it costs more money to eat healthfully. And it's like, here we are, it's like, we can't even, you want to talk about unifying, you want to talk about unifying with another person when you're not even doing what it is that you need to do to keep your own self healthy. It's like, how are we going to be an army or soldier of people, and we're sick and dying? Black people suffer from exponentially greater, more obesity, heart disease, high blood pressure, hypertension, diabetes than any other race, exponentially. And it's like, you know, you talk to people, and I know, listen, I know I'm overweight now. I know that there are things that I need to do, and you know that a lot of this happened as a result of just of a lot of frustrations and not living the life that I wanted to live, and being hurt and stuffing it all inside and self-abusing through food. But it's like, okay, so it's time that we wake up and realize what it is that we're doing. It's like, if you want to be a soldier, start with yourself. Start with cleansing yourself. Start with what it is that you put into your own body. And it's like, people are like, oh, it costs so much more money to be healthy. And it's like, I'm not even going to talk about the real cost of eating junk food. I'm not going to talk about the real cost to your health, the detriment that it leads to in the future, how that much costs, because health is wealth. And if you are, if you're sick, you have nothing. If you don't have health, you have nothing. There's nothing else that you can do without health. So it's like, I'm not even going to talk about that. If you compare dollar for dollar, it's still less expensive. I mean, look, if you can't, you know what? Let me. I need to grab my headband. Hold on for a second. It's like, okay. It's like, oh, where's my microphone? Oh, all right, here we go. Okay. So it's like, all right. So it's like, if you're not willing, it's like, well, so many of us are like, oh, but I love this food, but we don't realize that the food doesn't love us back. And it's like, okay, well, if you say that you can't afford to eat healthfully, I know for a fact that vegetables cost less than everything else. There's a thing of broccoli still 99 cents for a bunch. So if you say you can't, quote unquote, afford to eat well, become a vegetarian then. Just eat vegetables and see. Because when you eat vegetables, you get filled, especially if the more raw the fruits and veggies are. Like when you cook it, the nutrients come out of it. But the more raw it is, the more nutrients you get. The more nutrients you get, and the fuller you are. So it's like, you know what? I don't even want to get into that whole discussion with that, because I already, listen, I live in the real world with you all too. And so if the grocery store that you're going to is not able to provide you with the prices that you need, then you might have to try a different grocery store. It's like, it's up to us. It's up to us to figure out, how can we do this? How can we do this? How do we support the health of us and our loved ones in this current climate? How do we keep ourselves as healthy as we need to be, so that we could be the soldiers that we need to be in our own lives? It's like, before we start talking about unifying with other people, what about we start with ourselves, with our circle, with being the best that we can be to ourselves and our surrounding area? All right, I think I'm ready now to record my video. It's a little hot, so I'm gonna try to get some of the sweat off of me before I put my shirt on, and then I'm going to start recording. Look for that video. We're going to be talking about having bumps babies, part 2. And ladies, listen, this is a discussion you really need to hear, because it's like, you have to be in control of your own fertility. It's like, we don't really understand our power as women. We are the portal through which all life comes through, and we have a choice and a responsibility to be able to listen. We're going to talk about that in the next video, so stay tuned for that. I'm about to record it now. What do you think about my hair? It's cute, right? It's cute. All right, hug me, and I'll see you in the next video. Hug me. I'm sweaty though. It's okay, hug me. I love you, love. I love you very much. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. Make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube page, because like I said, we're just 1.7 thousand away from 100,000 subscribers, and once I get there, I'm able to film in the large studio at YouTube Space to be able to do the talk show. So tell your loved ones to subscribe. That's Tonya with an O, TONYATKO. Come over to my website, join my mailing list, because I don't know what's going to happen to me once I start making these controversial videos. You know, make sure you're always able to stay in touch with me off of social media. Come to my website and make sure that you're on my mailing list. When you download the copy of my free guide on self-love and trauma healing, help yourself heal some of your old trauma, you are automatically added to my mailing list and you get some free videos and you get to stay in touch that way. So listen, let me get out of here. I'm still sweating. I need to go underneath the fan. So we will talk soon, okay? TonyaTko. And I'm out. Peace.